Hey, what's up, guys? It's gonna be a quick one. This is my Glock 22. What there is to say about Glocks has been said before, but I'm bored. It's a rainy day here in Washington, so I thought I'd just bust out a video real quick. This is my Glock 22 chambered in 40 Smith & Wesson. The magazine actually holds 15. You can get extended magazines for it, and they work well. um, this is a really good full size. I guess you would call it a duty pistol. Something that you would carry, open carry outside the waist belt. It's not my first gun that I would choose to carry outside the waist belt, and just because, bam, I got this baby, and it's a beautiful piece of metal. I also like the 357 Magnum more than the 40 caliber, but some days 6 rounds might not just cut it. You might feel a little frisky. I do see the need to have a regular capacity semi-auto centerfire, and this was the one I chose out of many viable choices. It's not the most ergonomic pistol for me. It's not the best looking pistol. It is one of the lightest pistols in its size and its capacity. It is one of the thinnest in its size and capacity, and it's one of the simplest, which is kind of a big deal. I do like simple guns. Some would say this is probably as simple as a revolver. I would probably say it's more simple. There's a ton of moving parts inside this frame, small delicate moving parts, and then it has to turn the wheel, pull the hammer back, and release the hammer, all in sequence. This one is pretty much the slides going back, and it has there's some moving parts in it, but trust me, it's a little bit more simplistic in design. Definitely a lot easier. I could take this completely down with a freaking safety pin, just a little a push rod, and you can take it down, just a push pin, and put it back together. You do that a few times and you pretty much got it down pat. You can easily learn how to maintain this gun. I've done it in under a day. I've done it in under a few hours. Thank God to YouTube, but it's doable. This is weighing around 22 ounces, somewhere around there, and for 15, well, it's empty. 22 ounces empty. For 15 rounds of 40 caliber, that's definitely going to get the job done. If it doesn't get the job done, run for your life. That's all I can suggest. Like I said, it's very simplistic. There's not very much controls on it. You got the slide that moves back and forth, obviously. You got the slide stop to let it go. You got this takedown pin, and you got the trigger, and you got the magazine. It's pretty, straightforward operation. There's nothing sneaky. There's no safety, and for some people that might be a problem. Or should I say, there's no external safety. This gun is built with many different safeties, so that it only fires when you pull the trigger. And just most guns are made that. Darn near all guns are made that way. I don't think it's legal to build an unsafe gun. So Yeah, I don't think there's too many in production that you have to worry about having a safety on. Um, if I could change this gun in any way, I would add a hammer on the back of it with a decocker, not a safety, just a decocker. Uh, couldn't really imagine that. It definitely would make this gun a little bit more ugly. Um, the problem with having a hammer on the gun is usually the mechanism is just a little bit more complicated, and your bore is gonna ride up just a little bit more, so you're gonna have more flip in your gun, more recoil. Um, it's a known fact. The closer you get your web to the bore of the gun, the less it's gonna flip up on you. So it is a benefit to have this striker fire, so you can have the bore closer to your hand. Me personally, I like the single action, double action capability in all my pistols, revolver or not. That way I can carry it with a round in the chamber and feel comfortable. As of now, I carry this with nothing in the chamber. So if something does happen, hope to God that I have time to rack the slide. Pretty sure that most of the situations that someone does have to pull a gun, that they do have enough time. I'm not positive, but it's just kind of common sense that that split seconds do count, but they don't count all the time. It's you weigh out your risk and your reward, and you make your decision. I carry this, nothing in the chamber. The only way I carry semi-auto pistols with anything in the chamber is if it has a decocker. I can have the hammer down, and then you got a heavier trigger pull. I do not like a 5-pound trigger pull and a loaded gun. I prefer that to be more around 10 pounds, and go ahead and deal with that stiff, hard trigger pull, and then transaction to that single soft pull. Now the striker fire, this one is actually not a single action, and it's kind of not a double action either. When you have it cocked back and engaged to fire, your firing pin is cocked back halfway, and then when you pull the trigger actually pulls back just a little bit and then drops underneath the firing pin and shoots it forward. It's pretty simplistic, and as soon as you pull the trigger, that pin is shooting forward. You don't have to worry about the hammer swinging forward and then connecting the fire pin and then connecting the primer. There is a small speed advantage. It's very small, but some people say they can notice it with the striker fire. Takedown on this gun is a breeze. Let's see, make sure it's not loaded. I know it's not loaded, but just for you guys. So that's how easy it was. Field strip, easy. To completely strip it, start popping pins out. It's not very hard. This thing pops down, everything in the back slides out. That's one of the reasons why I got the Glock. How easy is that? But then again, most semi-auto pistols will do the exact same thing. So don't be too impressed. I do like how flat everything is. Everything's smooth. There's nothing funky about this gun, besides the whole gun itself. All around kind of came out funky, but it's plain Jane. Now, I got the 40 cal instead of the 9mm because I like the performance of the 40 cal. But also, I wasn't sure if I really wanted to do 9 or not, or 40. If there was a problem and you really did not like the 40 cal, just go to Lone Wolf and buy buy a barrel, a 9mm barrel through Lone Wolf, and it'll fit right up in the gun and everything. And just buy another magazine. You'll be actually shooting 9mm for like $150 if you can find a magazine nowadays. That's the hard part. I went the more expensive route and the long way around. I went ahead and purchased just the whole Glock 17 upper. So, bam. Now I'm shooting 9mm. It's very, very versatile. It's very versatile, and you know, it adds a lot of options. You're going to be saving a lot of money at the range too, shooting 9mm instead of that 40 caliber. You also can get a 357 SIG barrel for that, which is my favorite semi-auto round. I do like the 357 Magnum more, just because of availability. And the problem with that is it's kind of long, so it doesn't really fit in grips. And plus the Magnum actually has rimmed, it's a rimmed cartridge, so feed them reliable. It's called rim lock. That's what you're gonna have. It doesn't fire all that reliable through semi-auto, so I have to switch over to 357 SIG, which costs an arm and a leg. So I just went the next best route and went 40 cal. Not a big fan of 9mm. Just a couple personal stories that I have that really turned me off from the 9mm. It has and does stop, you know, people, but heck, if you go with 9mm, that's your decision, not mine. I'm sticking with the 40, 357 in mag or in SIG, it don't matter. Those are some good calibers. This gun is super carryable. I've taken it on backpacking trips with me, and it comes along pretty nicely. This little magazine, this is from it's a Black Hawk Serpa, and the paddle fits right over my waist belt on my backpack real icely. This ride's perfect. If you go backpacking and you're looking for a good backpacking holster, look into the Serpa. It might not be the best all-around holster in the world, but for backpacking, I love this holster. Very easy to use, snaps into place pretty tight, and very easy to pull out too. Quick draw, just in case that bear snuck up on you, or that cougar, and they will do that. The cougars definitely will sneak up on you. Not likely to kill you though. Getting to the end of this thing, I'm really running out of things to say. This gun is actually, for how big it is the first full-size pistol I was able to conceal carry. Keep in mind, I've only dealt with a few other larger pistols, and not with like the XDMs or any SIGs. What the SIGs are actually fatter, but I haven't dealt with too many of those. I've handled them, shot them, but I never went home and fondled them. Yeah, running out of things to do. Say accessories on this thing, on this Glock, are sky's the limits. Whatever they make for guns, they make for the Glock. Affordability. I paid just under $400 for this Glock, which is, yeah, it's a decent deal. You might be able to even get a better deal. I'm not sure. For the newer ones with the finger grooves, and if you must put a flashlight on top of your dust cover, then yeah, go ahead, spend a little bit more money for that. Didn't really care for the finger grooves myself. just because I wasn't sure if they were going to line up after I mess around with the grip. Thinking about cutting it down to be able to accept Glock 23 mags. Um, Maybe doing some stiffling in a couple different places, not the whole thing, but maybe just in a couple different places. I'm not sure. I want to undercut this trigger guard to get my hand even higher on the grip. Not really 100% sure if I'm going to do that or not, but it's in my head. Been thinking about it. Heck, I also thought about trading this out for something with the single action, double action, but you know, neither of the two happened. So who knows what's going to happen to this gun? I do know it's a good tool. You know, might not look the prettiest, but hey, a hammer doesn't look pretty. I don't really care when I pick it up and hammer a nail into into the wall. It doesn't matter what it looks like as long as it's doing the job. You know, and this one does the job very well. Quality control is great on Glocks. Customer service is great on Glocks. Just keep on rambling. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. I'm not really saying anything special that you haven't heard about the Glock in before. And if you have listened to me this far along, thank you very much. Have a great day.